Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. If you're listening, you think, man, Josh sounds like he's in a cave. It's actually a WeWork. It's not a cave.
Yeah, I did not see this coming. I did not think that my week would go like this, but I am in a WeWork.
Yeah.
And that's where we're recording from.
That's what we do. That's what we do to try to make it a weekly episode. We'll even just have to go, and I can just see people walking around behind you.
Yeah. One day we will have to record in a cave.
Me and that guy behind you in the hallway just made eye contact.
Yep.
Well, hey, man, do you want to open up the mailbag?
I would love to.
Let's do it. Ooh, which one do I want to go first? I got a whole collection here. Do you want to do? I don't know. Do you want to throw me a number, or do you want me to just pick one at random?
Go with number 3.
Number 3. Here we go. All right. This is the third one I have here. This one is just called "Realizing Aldi is Not Aldo," and this is from Claire. Hi, Josh and Logan. I'm so glad I found your pod after watching Josh's stand-up. I've been absolutely binging the show from episode 1. Anyway, it was only in the 10th episode or so when I realized that I was getting Aldi mixed up with Aldo, the shoe store. I didn't know there was a shoe store called Aldo. Did you know that?
Yep.
Okay. So because Josh mentioned something about groceries. So you kind of threw it for a loop then. Upon Googling it, I realized my mistake, but also I can't imagine Josh selling shoes. So anyway, hold on. Why do you think can't imagine you selling shoes? What do you think you're lacking to
shoe salesman energy, I think.
Yeah.
I think if I tried to sell you a shoe, it wouldn't seem like I really had shoes in the back.
Yeah, it sounds like you just want to see my feet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you look like a size 10. I think you'd just be creeped out.
Yeah. Just let me go pause on it. Let me feel around. So anyway, I had a question for y'all. Are there any basic things that you were confused about for a long time or mistook for something else? Like how Logan thought might as well was mind as well. Thanks for brightening my day during stressful times and always making me laugh way too hard in the streets. Signed, Claire. Thank you, Claire. God,
do you want to go first?
I don't know if I have any of them left to say. I feel like we've already revealed so many of the things we were wrong about.
Did I already tell you about hummus?
I don't think so.
So this is embarrassingly recent that I found this out.
Okay.
I found this out when I was like 23 or 4.
Okay.
So I didn't know what hummus was because I didn't grow up eating hummus. We didn't have a lot of Mediterranean dishes in Louisiana to begin with. And then as a family, no one ever cooked like that or made that stuff or bought those pre-made meals.
Right.
So I didn't grow up with like baba ganoush or like any of these things. Mm-hmm. And so I came across hummus for the first time at a picnic when I was still pretty little, and I just didn't try any of it. But I saw all of the white people clamoring like it wasn't like it was a brawl, but they went right for it, you know, and they kept talking about it. They were like, oh, the hummus was delightful. They were just going on and on about the hummus. And then, years later, it didn't come up for years. And then I was at another function and there was hummus. And by that point, I knew I didn't like white sauces. Like I didn't like mayo. I didn't like a lot of the, and I was very weird about creaminess. So I even started eating guac a little bit late because the texture, I didn't like it at first when I was little. And then it took me a while to fall in love with it.
That kind of makes sense for what I know about your finicky food habits. Yeah.
So then it's not until I start working at Trader Joe's that I am like, oh, no, it's right before Trader Joe's. So in college, I just finally asked someone because, I went to college with a lot of white people as well. And so they would just go on about hummus and how like hummus was their favorite snack, like hummus and chips or hummus and celery. And so I was like, what is hummus? And they were like, it's chickpeas. And I was like, oh, okay, just mashed up. They're like, it's mashed up chickpeas. I'm like, just mashed up chickpeas? They're like, yeah, okay. And it's not until I start working at Trader Joe's and I'm stocking the shelves that I see a can of
Mm.
how do you pronounce it? What are they? It's like it's even another word for chickpea.
Another word for chickpea?
Yeah, I can't think of it right. Garbanzo bean,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
Yeah, because chickpeas are also garbanzo beans. Is that right?
I don't know if that one's true.
That
I
may
I,
not they
I
not that
can't
may not
back
be
you up
right.
on that. I can't.
But anyway, I'm putting up garbanzo beans. I'm putting up chickpeas, like all this stuff. And it's not until I hold the can of chickpeas and see the picture of the chickpeas as I'm stocking it that I'm like, oh, mashed up chickpeas. So I thought all this time, as long as I've asked what hummus was and thought I knew what hummus was, that hummus was battered, like beat to death, mushed up baby chickens. Because I thought a
Interesting.
chickpea was a chicken baby.
Interesting. You.
And so I was so
Whoa.
disgusted by hummus.
Whoa.
And I
So
was
you
so disgusted by people who ate hummus because I was like, you're just eating battered babies.
wait. So okay, hang on. So you not only did you think it was ground up chicks, but you thought chickpea was the name of chicks, like the
I
of baby
thought
chick.
chickpea was the name of chicks.
So this was several things. This was a
This is so many layers deep of wrong that that's why the story was boring at first because I had to take you all the way back to like, okay, here's hummus, then here's chickpeas,
yes.
then here's beans, and then because then some hummuses aren't even chickpeas. They're like used there's one that's like it's got a different name, but essentially a hummus with a different bean.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I used to think way too old. Like we're talking 20. I would be at a party and I'd see hummus and I'd be like, why would you?
Wow.
And I didn't even try it until I found out it was mashed up beans.
Well, and listen, to throw
And
myself
it
out
has the
there.
same thing as pate. It has the same look as
Oh, pate.
from afar.
He had to go high class on me about pate now all of a sudden.
Now, but isn't pate mashed up chicken?
I
That's
think so.
actually mashed up chicken,
Yes.
right?
I think so. It's
So
mashed up.
I also thought that it was mashed up babies because of pate. So I was sure people were out here eating dead bird
Yeah.
baby and
Yeah.
loving it and bragging about it. And so I was like, man, people are gross. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's like poultry caviar, kind of, if you think about it.
That's exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was like chicken caviar, which I'm sure is a thing that people love that are rich.
I think that's just. I think that's just.
caviar.
I think that's just scrambled eggs.
No.
I think that's what chicken caviar is. It's just scrambled eggs.
No. I'm talking about some bougie. We made the chicken think it was going to have
Right.
a wonderful life, and then we stole the dreams out of it.
Yeah. Well, I will say I had one during the telling of that story because I did not know chickpeas and garbanzo beans were the same thing. I didn't know that. I thought they were. I thought they were totally different because I never even really put it together that chickpea was a bean. Makes sense. It's a pea. That pea is a type of bean, basically. So I just had one during that story.
Yeah.
But you also reminded me of a different one of that type of food, I remember. Because I was thinking back, I'm like, oh, yeah, what did I think of hummus? Because I didn't know what it was for a long time either, because we just didn't have it, growing up in, rural Midwest. So kind of come from the same place. But I remember at a time when there was, it was actually at film school, and it was like a dinner for this, like one of the school film festivals that I had to film in, and, we won an award, no big deal. But was there, and I remember they had food there, and it was like, like hummus, and they also had falafel there. And I realized in that moment I'd never actually had falafel before. Because when I bit into it, I really was kind of expecting, because you know how they look like they're little brown balls, I really, in my head, when I was about to bite it, I was preparing to basically be tasting like a hush puppy from Long John Silver's.
Yeah, it's just a Greek hush puppy.
Yeah, but wildly different flavor combinations. So I remember I bit into it and was shocked. It wasn't bad, but I was shocked, where I almost like spit it up because my brain was so prepared for something else.
So,
And I don't think it's gross. I like it. It was just when you're not prepared, when you're thinking it tastes like something entirely different.
so when I was when I was in, it had to be like the second grade. We were having lunch, and a kid thought that his mom packed him, um, orange juice, and she had packed him a chocolate milk, but it was in a little thermos to keep it cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so he opens up his ice box and he goes to drink it, and he almost chokes on it, not just because it's the opposite of what he could imagine. Because if you're
Yeah.
thinking, if you've prepared your mouth, if your brain has told your mouth, hey, we're about to witness the tanginess of orange juice, all right?
Yeah.
And the particular orange juice that you drink at home, right? So we're talking about, hey, maybe you're an Ocean Spray kid. Maybe
That's
you're
true.
a Sunny D child,
Yeah.
But this kid goes to take a drink and almost chokes because not only is chocolate milk hitting his mouth and he's confused, but he also choked because he went to say what while he was drinking. So he goes to take a sip. We're talking at the table, and then we just hear him say what, like he's at the bottom of of a lake. And that's what I thought of when you bit into the falafel. Just what?
It kind of was. I about went ha and like, and then even had to take a second, collect myself, and be like, it didn't taste bad. I just,
I
I just wasn't prepared.
I remember I once had liver at a restaurant like they had this weird thing where instead of just one big entree, they would give you two things that could be considered an entree, but they
Mm-hmm.
give you smaller portions, and then they give you a bigger side and then a dessert. So it's almost like you're showing up to this restaurant to get a TV dinner, you know? Because the portions, I appreciate the portions because they were manageable. It actually
Mm-hmm.
felt like a European restaurant because not only were they cooking very well, but you left feeling full without feeling sick and cleaning your plate at the same time.
Big, yeah.
Like a lot of times in America, if you stop when you're full, you look like you've wasted a dinner,
Oh, for sure. Especially
you
like
know?
in the Midwest. I told somebody about that of just like food portions here are just like, even if you order something healthy, the salad's coming out in a wheelbarrow. Like it's not. Actually, I might have said that on the
Exactly.
show. Maybe I'll cut that out. I may have said that on our very show.
But basically, I got like a liver and something else, and it was finally time to taste the liver, and I didn't even close my mouth. I cut a piece, I put it on my tongue, it hit my tongue, and I was like, oh. I let it fall right out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's upsetting, especially when you have an experience like that at a restaurant, because then you want to also make sure you're not making a show of it, but also get it out of my mouth. Speaking of experiences at restaurants, you ready for this next email?
Oh yeah.
It'll make sense. But this is from Anna. I believe this is our old friend Elsa Anna, because they mentioned Sweden here. So from Elsa, hey guys, love your show. It lifts me up on rainy days. I can relate to Josh's friend. She is a trooper. The friend she is referencing is the friend from episode 99 who went on the date with the ventriloquist.
Yeah.
So she is relating to this friend. Long story short, I was on a date with this gentleman, well dressed, polite, and attentive. But pretty quick during dinner, at a nice place, he brings up his fascination for feet.
Oh God. I was imagining so many other things besides feet.
Feet was his kink. I wasn't shocked, but more surprised by the topic, and feet is not my kink. Well, he slides down from his stool, trying to be discreet, grabs.
I want you. We should do a reading. We should do a reading of you reading erotica half a sentence at a time.
get ready for that Patreon bonus.
Because the story is already not sexy, but it's so much less sexy when you stop
I'm
to be
letting
like, try to be discreet.
Well,
oh God,
he slides. Wonder how soundproof those WeWork booths are.
I hope not at all.
Well, he slides down from his stool, trying to be discreet, grabs my feet, pulls off my open toe heels, takes a good look at my manicured toenails, licks his lips, and sniffs my shoe. Jesus Christ. Wow.
The fact that he was holding her foot, and then you could just see it, like in a movie, it would be like he was about to go sniff her foot, and then just completely ignores her foot to sniff the shoe.
Yes, yeah. He licked his lip at the at the foot, but then just puts it over his mouth like Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet. You know? I was throwing up in my mouth. By the way, the restaurant was full. Take care.
He had to say excuse me to somebody he went on a date with to get down.
Oh.
And get at that foot.
Take care.
He probably tripped somebody while he was down there sniffing.
Yeah, tripped, just knocked over a server. Take care and stay cool. Love, Anna. A show in Sweden coming up? ? Man, that'd be awesome. We'll keep you posted. But just know, Anna, you've now turned Josh into a person who laughs like a crazy person at an office on his own show.
This is the wildest thing about all this is I told that story.
The ventriloquist story?
The ventriloquist story when I was in Amsterdam. And the audience was so much more concerned than they were laughing. Like they found it kind of funny, but they were mostly like, what happened to her? Like, did he kill her?
Yeah. What's the punchline? She's missing now? Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Just the boldness too, to finally bring it up. Just be like, feet is my kinks anyway, and then just slither it down your chair like the Grinch to get to the ground.
The restaurant was full.
The restaurant
trying
was
to be
full.
Discreet. Not even trying to be charming enough that you go home with him and then maybe he sees your feet because you're getting undressed. It's fully trying to be discreet right now because he can't wait. This is the other crazy thing about that is that a foot fetish is like, I remember in the 90s when we were little and you'd hear about a foot fetish and it was the weirdest thing. Like people used to like really be really weird about it.
Yeah.
That it was even a kink at all. And now it's like the bottom of the, it's just so much more stuff and weirder stuff and like
it's basic now.
Stuff. It's super basic.
Feet's basic.
The
at
thing
this point.
That's crazy about a foot fetish versus any of the other fetishes is that just about everybody that you're going to date has feet.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to be into the foot fetish for yourself because the other person is just attracted to your feet. It would be a totally different thing if your foot fetish was people being into your feet. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Kind of, I don't know. I guess I kind of see them going together, but maybe I don't know. I'm not necessarily a feet guy. I don't know.
I'm not a feet guy either, but to me, it's like when someone's says they're.
I'm also
really
now hoping that the booth is not soundproofed.
Yeah,
because they're only hearing your half of it too. She's like, I'm not a feet guy either.
I'm not a feet guy.
Thinking you're in an actual.
Listen to me. All right.
Like you're
I'm
in an
not some
actual.
foot pervert.
It looks like you're on an actual like work Zoom call and just like, listen, I'm not into feet either. All right.
The thing is, I guess this is what I'm trying to say, is that the same way that someone might be like, oh, I'm always so attracted to someone with great legs, right?
Sure. Yeah.
The person that they're attracted to who has great legs, it may not be their thing to have people want them for their legs. See what I'm saying?
Okay. I guess I see what you're saying. Like, no matter what your kink is, you also gotta do something for their kink then.
And that's where I'm like, it seems, especially if you're not a lunatic like this guy, it seems like feet would be one of the more accessible fetishes because lots of people have feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into something extreme, people don't just walk around with balls and chains on them. But people got feet to get around.
Sure. Sure.
You know? And I feel like that's why it's broken through so much so that Anna wasn't even that phased. She was more phased by the fact that he was like, I'm really into feet and I have to have yours right now.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. It's like, oh, you bring it up like, oh, okay, fine. But then it's like to then say it and then, I don't know, start drooling.
Yeah, I'm into uncomfortable feet. Are you uncomfortable right now?
Yeah, okay, that's the thing. He's not even really into feet. He's just really into social faux pas. That's what he's into.
Yeah.
He's just really into making people uncomfortable. Good Lord.
Because how would you even explain it if the food came? Would you be like, oh, I'm sorry, my wallet fell in her shoe?
And I'm going to really need a follow-up email on this of just... Because now I really want to know. I really want to know how Anna reacted. I want to know what your reaction was in that moment. Because it kind of just ends with what he did. What did you do?
Also, what did he really expect another date after that, or did you go on another date after
This thing
that?
I want to know. Did you just be like, oh, okay, and then I'll just get to the date, or were you like, no, nope, goodbye, sir?
Imagine a full restaurant making your date that uncomfortable, but then being so charming for the rest of the date that you win it back. That'd be an epic tale.
Exactly. So I think I think you undersold yourself as the main character of this story, Anna, because I only have questions about you and what you thought and how you reacted. Oh, let's see. Why don't you go ahead and I don't know, pick a number again, or let's go. So you've chosen number 3 already.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, this one is called "No Gods, No Kings, Just Piss," which I believe was something I said in an episode. And the dangers of dressing in the dark. This is from Kiki. Hello, Squeaks and Toontown. I got a chance to teach at a prestigious university that was an hour away. I was so excited I signed the contract without realizing that the class was going at 7 a.m. Who the hell wants a 7 a.m. class anyways? I never did. Needless to say, I sucked it up and got up at 5 a.m. every morning to get my classy ass up there. So I was dressing in the dark on the regs, not to wake up my family. Sometimes this would result in me having just one earring in, or maybe poorly applied eyeliner. One day that topped the charts was when I got my dress on and grabbed the belt that went with it and hopped onto the highway. As I was teaching class, I looked down and saw that, to my horror, instead of the blue belt that goes with the dress, I indeed had on a bright, sparkly green and fuzzy robe belt. It felt the same in the dark, but looked wild. I just leaned into it like I planned it, and like it was high fashion. Love, Kiki. P.S. Love me some Hold Up podcast because I get a double dose. I get it in my lungs. That's what it says.
What I love about this belt situation is that from the story, tell me if I'm wrong, but from the story, it wasn't until class started that Kiki looked down.
It sounds like class was happening, so it means every student was also being like, "Is she wearing a robe belt?"
Yeah. What I would really
like
want
a
to
robe
see,
belt.
what I would want to see happen is to teach the class and not realize that you have on a full robe with a real belt. And I don't know what Kiki's teaching, but you just fully in the middle of the lesson, and then you realize that you're a little hot in this. This is like a little stuffy, and then you look at your collar and you're like, oh no.
Oh my God, my shirt is soft as hell. What I put on?
Yeah.
Sparkly green and fuzzy robe belt. It's like there's very little that could go with, You try to think like, oh, but did you get away with it? No, everyone saw that the second they walked in. If you had a sparkly green robe belt on.
Especially, like, does a sparkly green robe belt have a buckle on it? Like, this is one of those things where I'm trying to put my mind in the same place as someone who's getting ready in the dark.
They say it felt the same in the dark, but I'm trying to think of what then belt would go with the dress. I guess there can be like just kind of
no,
quick.
Yeah, you can just put
they have little
belt
sash
around.
Ones kind of like that. Yeah,
but for me, here's the thing. If it felt the same in the dark, you either have some very comfy regular belts or you got a terribly made robe belt. It felt the same.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it means you got fuzzy belts. It sounds like all your belts are fuzzy, is what I'm hearing.
What I would love is if we were to get a follow-up with Kiki, and the only thing that's weird about this story to her is that it was the green one. Like, she has nothing but fuzzy belts, but then the green one did not go.
The green one. The dress was kind of green. They were just too close, but too different. Ugh. Oh, my goodness. Do you want to read one?
Yeah. So this next email is from Tasha. It's called "When Your Sweet Grandmother Puts a Hit Out on You."
God, I would watch that movie.
It is just a grandma like, he owed me some money, so
yeah.
Gonna get it one way or the other, blood in or blood out. All right.
Bring me the head of my grandson.
And I'll give you a cookie.
Oh, he's wronged me the last time. Now get something to eat. You look like you're wasting away.
You're going to beat Grand to the grave.
She's cooking. She's over the oven, but behind her on the table is just a stack of cash.
Yeah.
This is for you if you murder my grandchild.
I want Tyler out here taking dirt now. All right. All right.
My gift load better be a little lighter come this Christmas.
I want to save $5 that I put in the cards.
Now you go out there and do your work. And don't look at that.
Becoming Bane.
Do you feel in control?
Grandma, your shoulders.
I was born in the dark. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was born before light.
I still don't quite get it, and it scares me.
Yeah. Oof. I don't like all this newfangled technology you kids got with just seeing everything all the time. Y'all just be seeing all the time. Good knees. I don't like any of it.
I don't care for it. Back in our day, you just would run into some stuff at night.
No character.
It's a simpler time. It strengthen your spirit and strengthen your face.
It would actually be hilarious to have like a someone that's so old that they were born before light, so there's actually no racism back then. Like, you just couldn't see anybody.
Once lights got invested, everyone was like, ah.
Yeah. Why is everyone so different?
None of you look like the way I thought you would. I just assumed you looked like me. Back before lights, humans thought there was one face. And we all had it.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Anyway, hey, it's Tasha. I was thinking of all the beatings I've ever gotten as a child and how incredibly unjust they were. For example, my great grandmother told me not to pick up the kittens outside, but I was maybe 5 or 6, so of course I was going to. I chose a gray kitten to be mine. His name was Witchy, and I loved him. She saw me showing my affection to Witchy, and when I was in the house later, she got me with a surprise attack. She was wilded though and beat me with a switch, thin branch from a tree for people who don't know.
Yeah.
Beat me with a switch with thorns on it, which he got run over maybe 2 weeks later, and I love dogs now.
Oh God.
I've gotten multiple projectiles from my mother, which include a high heel shoe, hanger, and my own backpack. She waited until I was a teenager to slap me with the speed and finesse you see from Donnie Yen in Ip Man.
Jesus.
But it was my grandmother who got me with a phone call. Before I went outside to ride bikes with my cousins, she told me not to ride past my uncle's house. I did, of course, and peeped my aunt on my uncle's patio frowning at me, looking like she was about to snitch. When my cousins and I got to the end of our journey, we turned our bikes around only to see my aunt with a thornless switch in her hand.
Jesus.
Standing in the middle of the road waiting for me to come by.
Oh.
She was like one of those enemies you see on the map in a JRPG. Where you can choose to engage or not. While my cousins easily avoid her, I knew that me getting got that day was inevitable. So in defeat, I rolled by her slowly like it was a car wash, except I was getting lathered in pain and rinsed myself in tears. Anyway, I was wondering if either of you experienced such unnecessary familial violence in your childhood when maybe the punishment didn't fit the crime.
Man, that is genuinely a hit getting put on out on you of just like, hey, they're gonna be riding back. Go get them.
Yeah.
Oh man. And to anyone who's maybe like, it's like, we get it. Not everyone had the same type upbringings. I had, not similar, didn't get switches. Although we did have, outside my grandma's house too, they had like a weeping willow tree. So I think it had been used on me before, but it wasn't like a common occurrence. But because they did that too, that's how my mom would talk about all the time. They'd have to go pick their own switch for it. So like very, very old timey upbringing.
Also, picking your own switch
is
one of those things that's just psychological terror.
It's just one of those things, like,
because then you bring back a flimsy one,
and they always go pick another one,
and now they're more angry.
Yeah, it's like, no matter how you feel about a spanking or whatever, I think everyone can agree of just being like, yeah, that's a bit much. That's to make them pick it is a bit much. But no, I can say I can say this as me now. I didn't get that many spankings. I know the ones I got, I probably deserved. I can say that. That the ones I got were kind of like, yeah. Yeah.
This is like, you won't see it or anything, but I remember one time, this was not my family. This is like, I was hanging out with some other kids, and their dad, like rolled by, and like on foot. So he walked up to us, and there's some familial thing that I knew nothing about that had gone down, where basically my friend had lied to his dad that he didn't do something he definitely did.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But now his dad had evidence, so he sees us playing in the neighborhood and gives him one more chance to like, hey, Before when you said, and it was like, I can't remember if he had stole something or whatever,
Right.
but this is perfect. Okay, so he had asked him. I think he stole something with his cousin, and so they're both standing there. The dad's like, "Hey, remember when I asked you about this thing, and you said you didn't know anything about it? Well, this person says I saw you there and blah blah blah." And so then he's finally like, I think in his child mind, he thinks enough time has passed, because I used to think this as well. When enough time has passed after a bad thing has happened,
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, you're like, they can't be that mad because it didn't just
Right.
happen. This is very old. So
Yeah.
I don't know how old it was, but it was old enough for him to finally just be honest, or maybe he just knew that too much evidence was mounted against him now.
Yeah.
And so he's honest. And we had just gotten ice cream, and he had a double scoop cone in his
Mm-hmm.
hand, and I think we all got one scoop, but he got a double. Anyway, his dad. So as soon as he admitted that he did it, his his dad slapped the ice cream cone out of his hand sideways, fast enough for it to hit his cousin in the face.
That's a good 2 for the price of 1 move there. Yeah.
And his dad just took off, but he was so frozen from how fast it happened. He was just holding air like it was still the ice cream cone. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that seems like you shouldn't have lied to that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what you stole, but now you don't have any ice cream." And his dad just left after that.
He is
And
now
then,
taken from you.
yeah, now he's kind of just like, "Oh man, how does yours taste?" I was like, "Tastes like mine. I don't know what to tell you."
Oh man. This next one here, this is from Natalie, and it is called Hi Again. Hi again, Josh and Logan. I'm Natalie. I wrote in last year to say hi and ask some silly questions. I'm the one from the Mary John Blythe episode whose question made you start talking about Power Rangers, which I think we've done more than once. But because we're men in our 30s. I wanted to write again because something happened fairly recently that I thought you would find funny. I'm genderqueer, and recently I briefly considered changing my name. I was seriously considering calling myself Neo after the character from The Matrix because it's one of my favorite movies and has also been confirmed by the directors as a trans allegory. The funny part is, when I told my dad what I was thinking about, his main objection was that Neo is super badass, and by most standards, I'm definitely not.
Jeez.
I just thought it was so funny that he was fine with the idea of changing my name, but thought I wasn't badass enough to call myself Neo. It stung, but in a way that still makes me laugh months later. So I thought I wanted to hear your take. I love the show. Thank you for doing what you do, Natalie. I love that story. I love that story.
It would be so funny if the dad was like, "Listen, you're Neo is a bit much.
Yeah.
Let's go for you like the movie Cars, right? Like just like some completely different franchise." Just something where you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I mean, what about Nemo? You still get the Neo,
Yeah,
but like
it's in
there's
there
an
kind
M,
of.
and it's a little bit more heartwarming. You're not like a badass person.
Yeah.
You're more of a heartwarming individual. So let's go ahead and get you Nemo in there.
Yeah.
And look, just Neo alone, you're not getting through an airport. Look at what they did security in the first movie. Okay. You're going to be on a list immediately.
You're gonna have a lot of security guards who have a grudge against Neo.
TSA ain't going to let you through.
God, that would be so good if that was true. Like any security guard anywhere saw that movie's like, he killed so many people just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Because he brought guns to a place where he wasn't supposed to bring guns.
Brought all the guns.
All the guns. He brought a bag of guns and bombs and everything. He was dressed in guns. His clothes
Yeah.
was guns.
His clothes was guns. His pants was guns. Underwear
Yeah.
was guns. That's dangerous.
But that story is like weirdly one of the more heartwarming stories I've heard in a while, because it means like it means your dad really does accept you, but fully, to the point where he's like, listen, I know my kid's no badass.
Well, look. I accept you, and I see you. Sometimes feeling seen is a little too raw.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. Real quick,
Yo.
it's I know we're almost done, but it's my granddad's birthday and my mom is calling me. I'm just gonna step out real quick.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I'll be right back.
Cool. I can say confidently that WeWorks don't look pleasant. This is a weird interlude while he's gone. Maybe I'll cut this, but just I've never seen the inside of them. I've never been to one. Yeah, what a strange. And now like people are walking by and can just see me looking out. I'm gonna turn my camera off. I think I'm just gonna do that for a second. It feels weird that people walking by will just see me watching their office. So,
Cool.
This one is from Melissa, and the title is called Spiritual Life Tent. So, hey, Josh and Logan. I wanted to recount a story for y'all that happened to my friend Jacob in college. Jacob and I both went to American University, where there's an interfaith chapel known as K Spiritual Life Center. All you need to know about K is, one, it is unequivocally a building.
It's a bona fide building. All right. When it comes to being stacked on top of each other, building looking, it's building.
It's got walls. It's got a ceiling. This is a building ass building. Okay. And two, I have never heard of anything notable going down at said building. Okay. So not only is it a building, seems to be not the place to be.
I mean, it's a punk ass building.
It sounds like it sounds like it's barely a building, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Not even doing building things.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not doing building things, you basically a cave.
Oh, fat ass cave. Oh, wannabe building.
Fake ass building. I got 2 degrees at this school and only ever entered this building maybe twice. Well, one day, some lady approaches Jacob on the quad and says, "Excuse me, can you point me toward the K Spiritual Life Tent?" To which Jacob responded, well, the K Spiritual Life Center is right over there. The lady said, "Oh, so that's where it all went down." She starts heading in that... She starts heading in that direction and says, "Thanks, sweet cheeks," just to top it off, I guess. Jacob and I graduated without ever knowing who this lady was or what she thinks went down at said Spiritual Life Tent, but I hope she found what she was looking for. As always, thanks for the laughs and for giving me something to look forward to listening to every week. Y'all are the best. Thanks, sweet cheeks. Melissa. She wrote the saying, "Thanks, sweet cheeks" part.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
look, let's just go through again the moments that happened here. So the person shows up asking, "Excuse me, can you point me toward this K Spiritual Life Tent?" Which, frankly, Spiritual Life Tent is actually a great phrase because it sounds like it could be something, but if you think about it at all, it sounds like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because at best it kind of sounds like, you know, like some sort of traveling preacher situation.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that anyone who's like, "Oh, that's where it all went down," and doesn't clue you in is a bit of a monster. Like you can't just do that to someone and then go about your day.
Yeah. Oh, so that's where it all went down. That's where the incident occurred.
Don't act like we're all in the same Netflix doc with you.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't have the backstory. You need to tell me what it is that and what it is that went down and what it.
Yeah. Because
Help me.
Because frankly, the best case scenario, and this is a very unlikely best case scenario, the best case scenario is that this person who said, "Oh, that's where it all went down," they are trying to correct the mistakes of an alternate timeline. They're trying to solve some sort of multidimensional mystery, and that's your best case scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
And then, thanks, Sweet Cheeks, frankly dismissive. Whether you're a multidimensional time traveler or not, pretty smug.
You never catch Doctor Who saying thanks, Sweet Cheeks.
You know who would say that, though? If Captain America was real. You know, because he's from another time.
Grandpa, you can't say that. Well.
Here you go. You're welcome, Toots. And then he runs off.
Oh, man. Yeah. When you think about like Captain
I don't like that
America,
Tony Stark and his beatnik facial hair.
Yeah, like when you think of Captain America, he should be saying way wilder stuff.
I mean, it would spice up that whole universe. You know, I mean, I like Marvel movies, but goddamn, if one of the main heroes, every now and then everyone had to be like, okay, just let he's from a different time.
You can't say that now.
You can't say that. But
also, we've invented TV.
But we are also fighting an alien gods. I don't have time to tell you this right now, Cap.
Yeah. Cap just walking back into headquarters like, I can't go back to Wakanda. Said some stuff and everybody got mad at me.
I like you, Sam Wilson. You're one of the good ones.
Yeah. Why is it every time I talk, people say, what's that supposed to mean?
The future's stupid. No one gets what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Acting like I'm the bad guy. How can I be bad?
Listen,
I'm Captain America. America's never done anything bad.
Never done anything bad. Listen, I was ready to punch Hitler, and then boom, I'm here. So, like, I'm not a bad guy.
I literally punched Hitler in the face.
I think that
gives me a couple passes.
Are you kidding me? You can't say anything anymore. We were all equally mad at Thanos. Everyone just kept being mad at me for making it about it being purple. Like, everyone. But, like, they wanted to kill him, too.
It would be a very specific argument to be like, Thanos kills half your family, and you're like, see these purple mother. Ooh, whoa! Wait,
we need to not. Come on.
Guys, he killed half the universe. I think you get a
We're meeting so many aliens now, so look, it's hard to know. Let's just.
And not all the purple aliens are the same as
they're
Thanos.
not.
You just
so let's.
You don't really.
Well, you know, Vision we made in that pod there. He's not going to heaven. Okay, all right.
I'm just saying, Vision's gonna burn in hell.
I'm not gonna take no back.
He's an abomination.
I'm not gonna take no back talk from a soulless robot.
You think you can just lift the hammer and all of a sudden you're important? Okay, you're nothing. And I'm not a racist for saying that. I really hope these walls are paper thin. I'm not into feet. I'm not a feet guy. And I'm not racist for saying that.
You're going to leave. I don't know, is there a front desk at WeWork? Do you have somewhere where you check in?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
Not you don't have to check out. So I'm already in. So
okay.
Well, that's a mistake.
I was going to say, if you walk by, then they'll just be like, hey, by the way, you can't come back.
Give us back the card.
Give us back the card. We don't condone whatever it is you do here.
I don't know what kind of perverted racism you were engaged in.
I don't know. It's sort of. Whatever racist kink podcast you're doing in there.
I really don't like it.
I don't like it, and we don't want you to record it here.
And the eighth of it that we heard was disgusting.
Yeah.
So what was that last one you wanted?
I'll go one more. This is another one. This is from our buddy D, and this one's titled "Early Hunneds." He's got some notes on not notes, but questions or follow-ups on some of our episodes after episode 100. So, dear Logan and Josh too, I guess. Wow, D really creating a ranking there. I had some thoughts about the last few episodes. I'm going to try to go through them rapid fire. Episode 100, Logan, quote, "Nice thick gravy is a better nickname than Squeaks." I'd shorten it to just gravy or maybe grave to sound more street. Yeah, I don't, is gravy better though? I don't know. Logan, I mean, I guess
you hated Squeaks so much, every word is better than Squeaks.
That's true. I didn't like Squeaks very much. It's grown on me a little bit, but although now that I say, when you put all three of them together, Logan, Gravy, Nielsen, I do like that quite a bit actually. But only just gravy by itself, not really. But Logan, Gravy, Nielsen, I'm kind of into. So, dear Toontowns and Logan, Gravy, Nielsen. Josh is just shaking his head. Episode 102, your soda store idea reminded me of the frozen yogurt shops where you load up your own bowl with as much yogurt and toppings as you can handle and then pay by the weight. I think Lil Josh's soda fountain sounds like yet another cash cow just waiting to be milked. We do have like a lot of franchises we're ready to start with this show, whether it's restaurants or summer camps, whatever it is.
A lot of useful IP.
A lot of untapped potential here. Hit me up when you're looking for investors. I want a cherry root beer flavor named after me. Okay, done. That's what we'll give to our angel investors there. Episode 103, Scare B&B, was a fire pun, and I think Josh only acts like he dislikes Logan's puns. Deep down, he knows how happy it makes Logan to see him annoyed, and he's being a good friend. That's real love, my guy. Yeah, I like that interpretation, that Josh, he gives a bad reaction because he loves me too much.
Well, that's not what it is, so.
See, but that's exactly what you'd say in the character because you're just trying to make me feel good. I like this. We'll go with this, and Josh seems to like it too. It seems to be what his intention is, and we found it out, right, Josh? You just love me so much that you.
It's not really that at all.
You like the puns, and you like me more.
No,
but
you should probably not say that.
Okay, that is real love. Also, during Josh's story about hanging out with the old lady and going to CVS, I kept waiting for her to tell Josh, "Ain't nobody been to the moon. That's a scam." Like the Uber driver from Lil Joshy is kidnappable. That's it. Hope you're good. G's 90% recovered from his injury for the motorcycle accident. We still listen to the pod sometimes. I like this. This sentence is perfect. My mom refuses to learn your names and just calls you the funny guys. You know, the black one and the loud one.
That's amazing. Wow.
Peace, D. Thank you for that, D.
The refuses is
refuses is interesting. Refuses to learn our names is an interesting twist.
Knowing that by now you probably should know them, and then refusing is a real boss move.
Yeah, the black one and the loud one. I do think if we ever change the name of this show, I think we found it.
Yeah, 100%. Easily.
The black one and the loud one.
The black one and the loud one is probably the best name that we could come up with if we had all the time in the world.
I think so. Well, it honestly, too, we're not selling, we're not short selling anyone. That You're at least going to get that. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a black guy and a guy that's too loud.
There will be one of each.
Well, it's probably a good place to wrap it up, huh? Close up the mailbag.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. I know that a WeWork is not ideal, and if it's up to me, this will never happen again. If you're looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag, like all of those wonderful people that we just read messages from, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those too, and it helps the show, help us get a little more visibility. And I don't know if you feel like you've listened to the show a bunch and I just want some more. Why don't these guys have more content? Well, we do. It's over on Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have other podcasts there and video stuff. And we post videos of the live virtual shows that we're doing, which we'll probably be having one coming up soon.
So until next time, everybody, have a great weekend, and don't record at a WeWork.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Please make some noise for Josh Johnson!
There's a lot of times when you're reading the news, going through all these stories that are deeply depressing. Every once in a while you get something that's a little, I don't know, a little spark, something that takes your mind off of all the bad stuff, even if it is one of the bad things, you know? Like, I don't know if y'all saw, but Diddy's lawyer trying to quit. Diddy. If you're not familiar, Diddy is gonna be buried under a prison, but in the Constitution, for as long as we have one, there are things for as long as we have a Constitution, there are things laid out in it that state your rights as a citizen, you know, and your rights in court. You have the right to not incriminate yourself. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to a speedy trial. You know, you have these rights because we've tried to set up to the best of our ability, and not a great ability, a justice system that kind of works. You know what I mean? I look at the American justice system the way I look at my uncle's car, right? It barely runs, but it does turn on and off. Like, functionally, it is still a car, even if you do have to push it sometimes to really get it started, and you can't trust the brakes. Functionally, it fills the definition of a car. You know? And when I look at the justice system, I'm like, it's a system. But within that system, for as long as we've had it, we've had an individual, whether they did or did not do something, needs to be represented by someone up against the state or the party suing them. And the people that take on these criminal cases, maybe they take them on because they just know our system works best when there's at least someone where it won't be popular, but there's someone to stand on the other side of the thing to make sure that the scales are balanced, that gives an honest effort, even if this person did what they're accused of doing, is a monster. None of that matters, because for the justice system to be a system, we at least have to walk in the door with the scales at balance, right? Innocent until proven guilty, and just something so that we don't all tear each other apart. And Then there are people who really believe their clients. They really believe in the innocence of this person. They're like, I know this thing looks bad. And I know from every angle that everyone should just throw their hands up. But I believe this person when they told me that they didn't do it. And so they represent them, right? And neither of those seem to be the case for Diddy. Like that was all mostly theoretical. It's just his lawyer quitting. His lawyer's name, I might be mispronouncing it, but I'm pretty sure it's Anthony Rico, which is one of the most insane last names to have while not wanting to represent Diddy at all. That would be like your lawyer's name being Danny Murder, and he's like, I can't be next to you though. That's wild that I can't be over here. Because I didn't even know that lawyers, I didn't know that lawyers could quit. Everything I know about the law, I know from like movies and TV and stuff. And usually when you're watching a movie or TV show where someone is having, you know, a butting head scene with their lawyer, it's either the lawyer being like, well, look, if you're not going to be honest with me, you're not going to tell me everything, then you can just find somebody else. And you don't really know what that means, right? Or the person in jail be like, oh, you're not even doing your job. You don't even believe me. You know what? You're fired. And then I don't know what that means. You know? But in Diddy's case, this person, I didn't know that you couldn't just quit. I didn't know that you could quit, but I also, if you could quit, I didn't know you couldn't just quit. This is sounding dumber than I'm intending it to sound, but I'm telling you the way I found out. I didn't know that you could quit, and then when I found out you could quit, I didn't know that you couldn't just leave. You have to file a motion to quit. You have to like let the judge know I need to quit. You can't just quit the way you quit at Costco. You can't just walk out middle shift. Like, you know what, I'm gonna do something else in my life. You know? And so, you know, he filed a motion so that he could quit, and in the motion he says, under no circumstances can I continue. Woof. Under no circumstances can I continue. This man's paying you millions of dollars. Under no circumstances can I continue. And then they, you know, you ask, hey, why can't you continue? And he said, you know, hey, look, I'm not going to give you any reasons, okay? You know, people are asking him, I'm not going to give you any reasons, okay? Because that would violate attorney-client privilege, which I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law. I don't know many laws at all. But that sounds very guilty to me. That sounds wildly guilty. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law. That sounds very guilty. It feels like when you're saying, hey, why are you quitting? Because I have to. Why? I can't tell you it would violate attorney-client privilege. Just that sounds like he did it then. That sounds like you know he did everything then. And the thing that's special about this particular lawyer, Anthony Rico, saying under no circumstances can I continue, is that this guy was Osama bin Laden's lawyer. And it's like that. Sir, what did he do? What did he do to make you, who defended Osama bin Laden, who defended Osama bin Laden in 2001, peak Osama? If there was ever a time where the heat was on Osama bin Laden, it was 2001. And you were right there, like my client. But Diddy, you were Diddy's lawyer. And you were like, you know what? Terrorism is one thing. This guy is nasty, okay? That is very nasty. I can't be a part of this. Tonight it doesn't sit well with my soul. Oh. Because I know if you're Diddy's lawyer, you got your work cut out for you. You got a whole lot of work cut out for you. You have to hope a new pandemic breaks out that only affects memory. That's the only way you have a chance, is if almost everybody forgets everything. Because look, once again, most of what I know about the law, most of what I know about the law comes from like Law and Order, which means I know nothing about the law. Because in Law and Order, they got to wrap it up pretty quick. You know, they take you on a journey, but they got to wrap it up by the end of the episode. Everything can't be to be continued, you know? And so they got to wrap it up. So if they choose to have any of the episode take place in court, a lot of times what will happen, especially if you get into those close minutes where you're like, ooh, it's almost top of the hour. How are we going to resolve this, right? They usually just have the prosecutor, like the DA or the ADA, really badger the defendant, right? Like, you did it, didn't you do it? You did it, and you do it again. You looking and doing it right now. You did it, and you did it, and you did it well, and then you did it, and then you got caught, and you wish you were doing it right now. Look at you, you're not even here. You're letting your eyes glaze over. You're in your mind doing it again. Look at him, he's doing it again right now. He's doing it in front of us, and doing it, and doing it, and doing it. Didn't you do it? Just say you did it, because you did it, and we all know that you did it. You'll never not have done it because you did it and you know you did it. You do it again if we let you out. You doing it right now in your mind. You did it, and then the other person finally goes, I did it. And usually they freak out and they're like, I can't handle having to say no more than 8 times. I did it. Oh no, the jury. Dick Wolf. And that's not how it actually works in the real world. Like, sure, there are people who testify and then don't help their case. You know, they get up there and they say things that maybe make them look like they're not sorry or make them look more guilty than they're even presumed to be and everything. But you don't really have that with Diddy. Not just because the trial hasn't started, but with Diddy, he did record himself doing everything he's accused of doing, and the FBI has it. That is pretty bad. Only thing worse than doing something is doing it on camera. You know? Even if the entire jury could not see, they could hear. So it's rough. He also has not only the lawyer that Osama bin Laden had, Diddy's got like 3, 4, 5, 6 lawyers. Got a lot of lawyers. I didn't even know you could have that many lawyers. I guess you can have as many lawyers as you want, but like that already. I'm not a lawyer. Glad I'm not on the jury, but that looks very guilty to me. Everyone that I know who's ever gone to jail or been found innocent and didn't go to jail, they had one lawyer. They had one lawyer to be like, hey, it's just me and he didn't do it. That was the whole proceeding, right? They didn't have a soccer team. That's crazy. You got so many lawyers. I bet you that was one of the things that his lawyer said. He was like, look, you're gonna be good. You got 80 other lawyers. Okay, you don't need me. Let me go. Please, I know too much. No, because at a certain point, a certain amount of lawyers, I know that everyone has their specialties, but that looks bad to me, at least. It's like you need that many specialties at once. You accused of that many things that you go ahead and break up the work like a group project. And then to say you have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 92 lawyers, for any one of them to quit does make everything look worse. You know who didn't quit? OJ's lawyer. OJ's lawyer saw everything. He even saw him in the Bronco, and he was still like, I got you. We gonna be good.
You know who else did quit? Jeffrey Dahmer's lawyer. He saw that to the end. Ted Bundy didn't even quit defending himself. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. Let me see how this plays out. At any point, he could be like, you know what? I'm making me look extra guilty. Let me go ahead and get some help in here. No. No, it's mind-blowing. I don't get it. You represent Osama bin Laden. And he was number one in the world. You went for the criminal. You repped the criminal. And whatever we're finding out about Diddy behind closed doors, you were like, not this. Yuck. No. Because you see people in situations where they look incredibly guilty or they do something very dumb that's almost indefensible and they still have legal representation that sticks by them. There was a dude who, okay, I shouldn't laugh, but it's one of the dumbest crimes I've ever heard of. So basically, there was this dude who went to break into it was his house. He lived with his mom, right? But he was gonna go ahead and rob the house and try to sell a bunch of stuff off, right? So then he broke into the house and then got caught because I guess police were just happened to drive by, right? And then they see him breaking the window, going into the house, had a key, breaking the window, going into the house, and then coming out with the stuff. They arrest him, and he can't believe. He's like, you have no right to arrest me. And at first, because he's explaining everything, they thought they had no right to arrest him because it was his place where he lived with his mom, even though it was her house, right? And he said, no, you have no right to arrest me because it's daytime. He genuinely believes you could only get arrested for burglary at night. And his lawyer didn't quit. There was a dude who he tried to rob a bank. He ran up in the bank. This was years ago. This dude ran up in the bank and he had his gun out, and he was like, go ahead and empty everything right now. I'll kill everybody. I don't care, swinging the gun and everything. And then the tellers were like, do you want a bag? Because he just came in, just him and the gun, just waving, him and the gun. No bag, not even a backpack, just here with the gun. The money now. And they were like, would you like something to hold it with or anything? And he was like, damn right, it's a real gun. And they were like, sir, we asked, would you like a bag? Would you like a bag with the money? We're getting the money right now, but would you like a bag? And he's like, you're right, I've had it. And then they turned to each other and they were like, I don't think he can hear us. And so then they hit the alarm. The alarm going off, this dude's standing there, I'm waiting for my money. They're like, no, we're getting it. They get the money, they get the bag, and before he can even leave the bank, cops roll up. And basically, he was hearing impaired. And so then he sued them for taking advantage of his disability. And his lawyer stood by him. Do you see how this normally works? That's how it's supposed to go. Your lawyer is supposed to stand by you. They're supposed to be your ride or die. Diddy's lawyer said, no, I like to live and I will not be getting in the car. Oh, that's insanity. That many lawyers. You got 98,000 lawyers. I feel like Diddy just gonna keep hiring lawyers to make sure there's no one left to be on the jury. I don't even know what you would do. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at a situation like this where the whole world knows about Diddy and Diddy's case, right? It's global news, right? And everyone is expecting things to come out during his case. So there's more eyes on it than even when it started. It wasn't just a thing that popped up, oh, Diddy got arrested and then it's over. It's the fact that all of Hollywood could be implicated. That's the feeling that people have, right? So people are going to be watching the trial nonstop for every update possible, because maybe your favorite pop star, maybe your least favorite R&B artist, whoever, right, will be involved in this case somehow. And so the whole world will be watching, and the whole world already knows. So how could you not have, in a sense, at least if you're Diddy's defense, a tainted jury? Because how are you going to pull from people who can be impartial, who don't know who Diddy is, right? And then when you pull those people, a judge can say, and judges tell people all the time, look, I don't want you to engage with any media about the case. I don't want you reading any tabloids or social media or anything like that. And don't talk to anybody about the case. No podcast, no whatever, right? No interviews, no nothing. And even if you do that, it's impossible because of the way that we live in the world and the way that we interact with social, to not be bombarded with things about whatever the biggest news topic is. So then how is it possible for Diddy to have a fair jury, right? And his lawyer could have made that case just now. And instead he said, no, I'm getting away from this dude. I cannot be near him at all. That's so bad that the only black lawyer he had was like, nah. You're not gonna get me caught up. Because you know, I think he's just scared. I think he's scared that he's so close to it that he's literally just representation, but he might go to jail. That can happen. I didn't know that could happen, but that can happen. I had never seen it happen in my life until Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen, in case you don't remember, was Trump's lawyer. And Trump got in some legal trouble, and somehow Michael Cohen went to jail. That's a superpower. That's a superpower if I've ever seen one. I've never seen someone dodge charges so hard they hit their lawyer in the chest. That's crazy. That's the I'm rubber, you're glue of law. That's insane. Trump had all this legal trouble. He's like, take him. Michael, I'm sure Diddy's lawyer saw that and was like, that could happen to me. I refuse. My last name is already Rico. No, have to get away. Because who takes up for you is huge. Who takes up for you in a situation where you're in the public eye and you have a scandal or you've been found to have done something, right? Whoever takes up for you, they do shift the narrative around you, and they do shift public opinion, either for you or against you, right? Like, let's say in a scenario, right? Completely hypothetical scenario. Let's say I'm driving. I can't. I'm very bad at it. But let's say I'm driving. Once again, this would never happen, all right? I failed my driving test and I have not driven since, okay? I'm very bad. But let's say I'm driving behind the wheel of a car, which I should never be. It's a chair that could kill someone. It is insane that people just get in those and just go. Like, that blows my mind. I will take an Uber or the bus. I am fine without being behind the wheel of a death machine, because all it takes is your foot and you could just take anybody out. That's crazy. I don't like being in cars in the front driving. Every time I move, it moves. That's crazy. I don't like that at all. I'll sit in the back. But let's say I'm driving, okay? And I'm driving because maybe my friend is hurt. Maybe my friend's like, oh no, I'm bleeding. No, I've been shot, whatever it is. And then he's like, you have to drive me to the hospital. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll kill us both. And so then I get in the car And then I'm hitting stuff. I'm just because I don't know which one's the gas and which one's the brake. Because honestly, they should be further apart. In my opinion, it should be like go-karts, like right foot gas, left foot brake, and then you can just drive like this. This feels more natural to me. I don't know what y'all are doing with this thing. This feels insane. To see people doing this all the time, ooh, I'ma start, I'ma stop, I'ma start, I'ma stop, whatever. I want to just do it like when you're in a go-kart. I drive so well in a go-kart, not just because I can't go fast enough to murder, but also because I know that left is stop, and that's fine. But sometimes you get a foot, uh-oh, I've hit them both. What does that do? So then I'm in the car and I'm driving, right? And I'm doing it poorly because I do it poorly. Because as I've said before, on stage, to many people, I don't like lefts. So I take rights until I get there, okay? So I'm just gonna take a right and then take a right, take a right. My friend probably gonna bleed out, but I'm taking these rights because a left will kill everybody, right? Now, I get to the hospital. Let's say I've got to the hospital and I have run over at least 26 people, okay? So I'm being arrested. My friend is hopefully being treated, so I've saved his life, but I am in a lot of trouble. And let's say that Dolly Parton came to my defense, right? Because I'm not famous enough to get in trouble on the news, but there might be a couple of tweets where it's like, do you see that comedian just floored everybody? Just drove on the sidewalk for 6 blocks and took a right and drove on the sidewalk for 4 more blocks and took a right and drove on the sidewalk for 2 blocks and then took a right and then got to the hospital and hit somebody in front of the hospital. And I only hit them because I was trying to hit the brake, but it should be over here. But instead, it's in the middle. I guess. I don't know. I'm never in the car right there. I don't know what y'all do. Why isn't it just pep? Why isn't it just buttons? Let me hit a gas button. That would be nice. To just have the wheel and then a button. Right thumb is gas, left thumb is brake, and it's like a video game, but instead you're just over here. Crazy way to do it, but y'all do you, okay? Let's say, though, that Dolly Parton comes to my defense. Probably never gonna happen. I don't know her, would love to, but let's say. She's like, I know Josh personally, okay? And I know he would never purposely run over 26 people. It must have been something that happened. And you say he was in a car. He said he would never do that. It must be an emergency. Oh, he was trying to help his friend. Y'all, please, if you can find it in your heart, to forgive Josh and his dumb feet. I'm just saying, if Dolly Parton came to my defense, I think that would shift a lot of people's opinion of me. Everyone loves Dolly Parton. Everybody knows Dolly Parton is a sweetheart. And so if she came to someone's defense, you would think, oh, if Dolly sees something in this person, then yeah, maybe they're a good person. Maybe she's right. Maybe he didn't mean to run over 26 people. No. I don't know what Diddy does from here, because the guy who represented Osama bin Laden dipped. I don't know who you get after that. That seemed like the bottom or the top, depending on what your definition of willing to represent evil is. I don't like if the dude who represented Osama is like, I'm a dip, I don't know who else would jump in, you know? Giuliani? Okay, well, he lost his license. I'm positive he lost his license. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's the only one who can do it. I have no idea. Because someone did come to Diddy's defense in the wake of Diddy losing that representation, you know, close proximity to Diddy's lawyer being like, I can't do this anymore. Someone did come to Diddy's defense publicly. Unfortunately, it was Kanye West. In a tweeting tirade, Kanye West went on an absolute rampage. He called himself a Nazi, posted a bunch of like anti-Semitic stuff. He said all sorts of things. And then he said, by the way, free Puff. I think if you're Diddy in jail, you're like, this is worse. That is worse. I did not know it could get worse than the Osama bin Laden lawyer leaving me. But this is bad. This is very, very bad. That was me kind of like doing a little bit of rap in the way that Diddy does it because he's not good at it. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, this is bad. This is worse because he's calling himself a Nazi and then he's like, also, that guy. Think of that guy and me. Together right now. Think of when you think of me, I want you to think of him, all right? But who knows? Maybe when the lawyer who represented Osama bin Laden dips, maybe the only person left to represent you is Ye. I think that's I could see that. I could see Ye showing up to court being like, Your Honor, I rest my case. Have y'all seen the Civil War taking place? All right. If you haven't heard, that's fine. That just means you live in a functional life because what I'm talking about happened on Twitter. Elon Musk came through and was like, hey, we actually really need in America H-1B visas. And these H-1B visas are how people from other countries come here and have, pretty great jobs by some standards. These are like sometimes developing jobs, some of the engineering jobs, and like just stuff of that nature. This isn't like one of your regular visas, and it's not like a visa that we have with a specific country. Like there are E3 visas that we have with places like Australia because they're white. And that's like that's a thing that we have with lots of different countries. So there's a certain amount of visas that are agreements between the countries, and we don't have it with every single country in the world, but even with like Uganda, we might have a few that are these specific visas that Ugandans can get or something, as an example, right? But the H-1Bs have a lot to do with jobs because with your H-1B visa, if you lose your job, right, you have to leave. But Elon is like, these H-1Bs are actually great. And Vivek Ramaswamy is also like, these H-1Bs are fantastic, right? Now, the reason that billionaires like H-1B visas is because people who are very talented from other countries will come, and they're usually, not always, but a lot of times are sending money back to their home country for their family, right? And so they, due to the exchange rate, don't really have the same amount of demands as an American worker. Like an American worker, 100 grand, it means something different here than it means to someone coming here, right? 100 grand, you might still be like, okay, I'll have a place to live, but I won't be able to do much. I can't take a vacation. If I get hurt, I'm immediately going to go into medical debt because I don't have insurance. Like 100 grand is a lot of money, but you're still thinking about how you're going to move through life as an American, right? But if you're coming from somewhere, especially if you're coming from somewhere where this is the biggest opportunity you've had up until this point, you're thinking 100 grand. Okay, look, I can have roommates. I don't care about having roommates. I'll have as many roommates as it takes to keep as much of that $100,000 after taxes that I'm going to keep in my pocket, so that way I can send money home. And the money that I send home due to the exchange rate is fantastic, right? So now I can maybe even retire my parents off of this $100,000, $120,000 job back where I'm from. So when they come over here, they are working these like crazy hours. Like we're talking like 80-hour work weeks, fluctuations, and what the job description is and stuff like that. And they don't complain, because if they complain, they could be fired. And if they get fired, they're immediately deported. They start all over again, right? So that's why Elon and Vivek love H-1B visas. So MAGA as a movement is very upset with this sort of thing, because the whole idea of Trump winning and Elon and Vivek making that Department of Government Efficiency, which is only named that so that it will be called Doge, which is low-key one of the most unserious things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, that was when I was like, oh yeah, we're cooked. That's very bad. Y'all, if you had gone back 20 years and told somebody that eventually there would be someone, I mean, these are like made up jobs. Like Trump would actually have to do what they say to make them official. Right now, they don't even really exist in theory, right? It's just an idea of what might happen. I mean, who knows now? But like, if you went back 20 years and you told someone eventually there would be a government body that only had its name so it could be the acronym CAKE, I'm sure that person 20 years ago would ask, when did all the smart people die? And so Vivek tweets and Elon tweets, and everyone, I don't know, is so mad. Okay, so basically, MAGA sees the H-1B visas as like taking American jobs, and not in a Mexican immigrant way. Not in the way of like, they're coming over here and they're selling fruit. I didn't really want to sell fruit anyway, but like they're selling the fruit. I don't know how I feel about that. It's not like that. It's like, no, LinkedIn is empty. And you're talking about H-1Bs coming over here and getting the jobs that I went to college for. And then Elon basically said, hey, y'all way too stupid to do these jobs, which is so out of pocket. That's so crazy. That, in a weird way, this whole ordeal almost made me feel kind of bad for MAGA as a movement, because when you think about it, a lot of why MAGA started is because, you know, whether you want to put them in quotations as elites or like coastal elites or just people with money, those people for a long time, and this is something that I don't like, that I've seen for a long time, because it's a city rule thing that we do to each other a lot, where there are a lot of city people that look down on like rural people in a rural lifestyle, because they're like, oh, you're not educated. But then the people in the rural areas look at city people and they're like, you actually can't keep yourself alive. Do you know what I mean? Like you I know you've read more than me, but like, how do you, where does water come from? Tell me where water comes from. Oh, the bottle? Oh, okay. Oh, it comes from a bottle. That's cute. All right. You know, because don't get me wrong, as well-educated city people who I've been around, I've lived in lots of different places, and I travel around the country as often as I can, so I do my best to meet everyone so I can understand. I want to have as many pieces of the puzzle as I can to see where people are coming from, how we get places, right? And when I tell you that there are people who I know are very smart, very, very intelligent people, very smart people, but when you tell them that water comes from the ground, they look at you like, well, you must be drinking dirty water because not my Icelandic, no. Guys, yeah. So Elon basically says y'all are like way too dumb to do these jobs. Like, I've seen your American schools, I've seen your colleges, and your colleges don't even match other countries' high schools. And the sort of general MAGA response to that was like, well, okay, but you agreed with us for the past like 4 or 5 years that the American college system was broken and that it's too woke and that we need to fix it and we need to change things up. And he was like, yeah, but you still dumb. Like that doesn't change. I don't think yeah, I don't like it either, but that doesn't make you smarter that you went to a dumb school. And so then they lose it. And then MAGA was like, oh, okay, I didn't know you felt that way, you South African. It's hard to find a whiter man than Elon Musk. Like no, I mean, like literally and figuratively in a sense, because he's very. Oof. You know what I mean? Like the sun, not a friend, right? But the way they were calling that dude African, just you ever? Because they're like African, but then I'm an African American, and that I've never had racism miss me like the Matrix. That like nearly broke my brain. But they were like, "You African," and I was reading it like, "Oh yeah, that oh wow, okay, all right." Elon has the most money in the world, the richest man in the world, and this is how you know that the path to riches is a dead end. Because this man has always had money, and he has more money than anybody. And he plays with different people. Sometimes he's number 2 for like a day. Sometimes he's number 1 for a week. But he's richest man in the world, is safe to say, right? I'm sure somebody can pull me up 4 months from now and be like, actually, this other person. It's like, yeah, for 20 minutes. But like, it's richest person in the world, and he's still deeply, deeply missing everything about what a joyous life is. He's the richest person in the world, right? But out of all of that money that he has, all of the money he has, and he has almost all the money that he has, right? He has a cartoonish amount of money. All the money that he has, he wants nothing more. I can tell you this right now, just from watching his moves, just from watching him talk, just from watching how he's interacted, even in this little spat that he's having. I'm not saying that this is the end of MAGA or something, or that the Republican Party's gonna fall apart. I'm saying that just this glimpse, this dude has all of the money in the world. He can have anything that he wants except acceptance, except like actually being in a room and knowing that everyone wants him in that room. He cannot buy being cool. He cannot buy genuineness. There are always going to be people who love Elon or think Elon's dope because they think that he's a genius, because they think that he is going to help them become like him, or just because he has money. But then when you strip all of that away, I don't know Elon, and I don't necessarily care for much of what he does, but I know a person hurting when I see it. Do you know what I mean? I know like a hurt individual when I see it. And this dude has not stopped tweeting since they call him a South African. Like, since it happened. They have been coming for this dude's neck nonstop. And it's like sometimes I don't know. Sometimes you see something, you're like, oh, that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you how I feel about what's happening to Elon right now. And you may, all right. This may just be me, but there's a video online of this guy. This is right when the Popeyes chicken sandwich dropped, okay? And if you remember that was a time to be alive. You would think that Popeyes didn't serve chicken. You would think that something revolutionary was happening because they took the chicken that they already sell and they put 2 buns on either side of that chicken. People ready to fight over this chicken sandwich, and they were running out, not of chicken, of the sandwich, which means they were only running out of bread. And people were losing their minds over it. They could not. What do you mean you want a chicken sandwich? I waited in this line for 5 hours to get this chicken sandwich just to bite a piece of chicken and with bread on either side of it. I've been waiting all day to have this chicken sandwich. Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A was next door being like, y'all, we hear all the time. Like, it's like, nobody wants that right now. I want the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And so there's a video where this guy is, I believe he's in Georgia. He might be in Atlanta, which also makes this thing very poor judgment. But this dude is in Atlanta. He's a white dude, right? And everyone else in the Popeyes is black. And I don't know how long he's been waiting. I don't know why he's so mad, but he's stomping around, right? And he's stomping around and getting in people's faces and stuff. He's like, "Where's my sandwich?" And then finally he goes up to somebody. He's like, "Get out of my way now!" And like it's just going back and forth, right? And then finally his sandwich is ready. He snatches the sandwich. He's like, "Give it to me!" And then he pushes somebody out of the way. And the person filming him is just like, "Oh no." Fast forward like 5 seconds, maybe 10. He's in the parking lot, sort of folded up. Because somebody beat his ass. Because, you know, And so then, and not only are they beating his ass, but he's clearly folded up and sitting down now, and they still put a hand on his shoulder just to create leverage and are like uppercutting him a couple times, right? And so then after like the second or third uppercut, they walk off with his bag, and the person filming goes, "Oh, y'all ain't gotta take a sandwich though." Which is weirdly, I don't know, which is a very short, but a very poignant, like lesson about racism, or at least how people who experience racism treat the people who are racist towards them, right? Because even in this hateful thing, there's this line that's like, "Oh, okay, but that was enough." Do you know what I mean? And so when there are people who rarely or never experience racism, and it's a new feeling, it's a new type of anger, it's a new type of hurt, they're not gonna know what's enough because they're not practiced in what it feels like to find a level with it. Do you know what I mean? There are things that happen in the world, and they're sick and they're racist, and then it's not something that you can always change or resolve, but you have to move on with your life. You have to live, you know? So you can fight back as best as you can, and you can distance yourself as best you can, create safety as best you can, but that will be out there. So when like someone who is not used to the practice of dealing with that thing feels it for the first time, nothing will ever be enough. And so because nothing is enough, they went after Elon in a way where I was like, oh, y'all ain't got to do all that. Because they hurt Elon feelings so bad that this dude went on a burner account on Twitter and joined Space. If you don't know what Spaces are, it's where you can talk. It's literally just like this chat room, this like audio chat room where everybody can talk or just the moderator can talk or whatever. And he went in this audio chat room with a voice modulator and started defending himself with the voice modulator, being like, actually, like Elon, like a good person and stuff, like y'all actually being hella out of pocket when it comes to Elon. That's not fair at all what y'all say, and you especially were very rude. And I would say it'd be helpful if y'all would like apologize to Elon, because I don't know him at all, but he seems like a reasonable dude. So if y'all like would chill out, I'm sure he would forgive you and stuff. Like he a cool guy. And I don't know what was said. I do not know what happened. But something was said that was so, I'm assuming, hateful or out of pocket or just wrong that I don't know how this happened. All I know is Elon apparently, because this is all hearsay. I watched the thing and I'm 90% sure it's real, but like, apparently this dude got so mad he either got his mouth too far from the voice modulator or turned it off, because then this dude in his full Elon voice was like, wait, watch who you talking to right now. But like, he like fully dropped it. He was like, well, forget y'all too then. I hate everybody in here. Y'all can all go to hell. Because then Vivek also tweets one of the oddest. First of all, it's too long. This is another thing that happened, because as soon as they took that like 150 character sort of like thing off of Twitter, and it kind of killed the thread of Twitter, because the thread was how you knew you were telling a good story. Like the thread, I've read threads that were 220 parts. Because every part, there was no fat on that story. The whole thing is so insane. And every 140 characters keeps you hooked for the next 140 characters. I've read Twitter threads that should be movies, right? Because you had to use an economy of word. You had to actually be a writer to convey your ideas, and you did it in the long. I was scrolling for the entire afternoon. And even when I got to the end, I was like, damn. And now, you can just do the whole thing. So then Vivek does this whole thing, and he's like, basically, if America wants to win, and if Americans want to win, and by the way, when I say Americans for a little while here, when I say Americans, there's a subtext for everyone talking that they mean white Americans. Just so you know, because sometimes people say Americans, and then well-meaning people go, no, we're all, and I'm like, all right, So Vivek is like, if Americans want to win, then, it comes down to culture. And right now, your culture is trash. It's basically... It's basically a bunch of jocks looking at people who read like they're the dumb ones, even though the jocks are the dumb ones. And we're obsessed with like, I don't know, like pretty stuff, shiny stuff and everything. And if you pick up some books, and if you do a little less, I don't know, like Instagram, whatever you do, maybe you'll be worth hiring. That's at least how it sounded. And I was not that pressed about the whole Vivek thing. One, because I knew he wasn't talking to me. And two, because I've heard this sort of thing my entire life. No one is more used to this type of condescension than black people. You know what I mean? Because with black people, we're the ones where we're like, hey, I did all the stuff you said to do. I went to the right school, actually got a scholarship. I did the internship, and I am passionate about this field. Can I get a job? And they're like, ah. We already have a black. We already have a black. His name is Mike, because he tricked us. We already have a... Look, we would hire you. We would hire you. But the boss's dumbest cousin needs a job. And so we're going to have to give it to him. But, I don't know, keep applying, and then maybe if Mike dies... we'll need a black, so then you can do it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just a general reality. And so to hear Vivek talk to white people like this was wild. That was so apart, because the comments were all like, but I did all the stuff, and he's like, yeah, no, I know. But you're dumb. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I would never hire you, you know? And he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that exactly, but that's what he implies throughout the whole thing. And then he stops responding because it's thousands of people. But I don't know. There were so many people that came out and they were like, look, what the whole reason that we joined this MAGA movement, the whole reason that we thought Trump being in office was a good thing is because it would mean more good jobs for Americans. And look, if you genuinely believed that, then I don't. You know what I mean? No, I'm not being a dick. I'm saying, like, if you genuinely believe that, then like that's bad. You know how. This happened, this thing happened, and I really, I worry sometimes. I think about this a lot, and I think about this with every like topic that I talk about, or any joke I tell, or story I decide to talk about. That like, I would like to believe that like. I would like to believe that empathy, compassion, and kindness are the way forward and will get us somewhere. I don't know if that's true. I want that to be true. I think if you make your obsessions community, culture, connection, and compassion, then I think that there's a way forward. You know, I don't know if that is right. It might be incorrect. It's what I've chosen my best to do. And I'm human, so I'm probably going to mess it up a lot. But one thing that happens in my mind, what I think of when I think of MAGA is a story from when I was just getting out of high school. It might have even been my first year of college. No. It was like my second year of college, right? And I was getting off a shift at this restaurant that I worked at, and my friends were picking me up. And when they picked me up, we would hang out on the weekend, you know, all the times that I was back at home, which is where the restaurant that I would work for extra money was. So I would leave college, I'd come back home, work a shift, and then spend the weekend with my friends. And that particular day when they picked me up, I knew I was spending the night at one of their houses. But when they picked me up, they're like, hey, I live in Alexandria at the time. They're like, hey, we're going to, I think we went to Opelousas or Leesville or something, which is like an hour and a half away or a couple hours away. And when I get in the car, they say this. And I'm like, why are we going to Leesville? And my buddy's like, it's a surprise, right? And so then we get all the way over there. Now, my second friend in the car is about to go away to seminary. So I went to a Catholic school for high school, and I actually like treasure it as an experience, not because of any sort of like religious teaching, but because it gave me a little bit more insight into how people think and how the people around me thought about me and about the world, right? But then there were some people that went to the school that were like, yeah, we'll do this forever. And he was one of them. He was like, I'll just be a priest, because that was his track, right? And so then we get to where we're going, and it's a strip club. And so my one buddy had decided that because our second friend was about to go be a priest, he should at least see Teddy, just to be sure. Just in case. That he should see what they, that they round and beautiful and so. And so then, we go inside, and I'm okay. I'm also like taken aback. Like my friend that's going to seminary is like, actually, I guess I'm going to hell, because he's looking around. He's like, right? I'm just generally slightly uncomfortable because I was like a late bloomer, sort of like accepting myself and like accepting my, I guess the way I come off to people and stuff. And so I'm still like this awkward, tight, as soon as I walk in, right? I'm nervous, and he's nervous for like different reasons. He's like, you know what I mean? And so then our buddy who took us, who was driving, buys my friend who's going to seminary lap dance. And so it's not just any lap dance, it's a lap dance in the private room. And so I was like, you gonna give that boy a heart attack, and then he gonna die, and then he gonna be there, and then be like, look, I did everything right, but I will say I did die at a strip club. That shouldn't even be on me, because I didn't know we were going there. But she started rubbing up on me, and it was too perfect. I thought it was one of your angels, all right? And so then I got excited, and then my left arm started to hurt a little bit, and now I'm here. But that shouldn't even be on me, okay? I didn't drive myself. I didn't do it. And so then, he goes private room, lap dance, and he comes out of the room, a new man. This dude comes out of the room. I don't know what happened in the room. I'm assuming dancing, but this dude walks out of the room like he had to do all the dancing. He walked out the room to shuffle. And he goes up to our friend and he's like, do you have money for one more dance? My friend pays for another dance, and he goes back. And, while he's in the room, I had my own journey. Because I was at the strip club, and I was just sipping on a Sprite, because this is back when I still drank soda. I had to quit. It's too spicy. No, it generally burns my chest. Like, it's too much, right? But back in the day, I would hit a Sprite. And so I was sipping all this Sprite, and this one dancer walks by, and she does this thing where she basically, like, massages the back of my neck as she's walking by. But I am not used to being in strip clubs. I'm also not used to people coming on to me. So I thought it was a spider. So And so I thought it was a spider, so I started swinging. And I didn't hit anything, but I still was like... And then later, another dancer came over and she sat across from me. She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm good." She said, "What's your name?" I was like, "I'm Josh." And she's like, "What brought you in today?" I was like, "Oh, my friend, he's gonna go to seminary." And so we brought him here to make sure. I don't really know what the plan is. And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you know, that's a funny story. You're funny." And I was like, I didn't say anything funny. He's like, "Oh, well, you're kind of cute." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." So you want to buy me a drink? And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. Do you want a Sprite?" I'm drinking a Sprite. And then she smiled, very sweet smile, and then she got up and pushed her chair in and walked over to some of the other dancers. And she was, I don't know if she knew I could hear her. There was music playing, so I know she was yelling it to let them know, but I was still within earshot when she said, she gets up and she goes to the other lady. She's like, "Oh, y'all, don't worry. He's slow. Don't." And so then our friend who's going to seminary comes out after the second dance, and then whatever happened the first time happened worse the second time, because now he like walking out, but he's sort of holding his arm too, and he's like, "Do you have money for one more dance?" Our buddy gives him money, and he goes in there, and I'm sitting with my buddy who brought him, and he's the only one out of all of us who's like chill in this situation. And like I don't know if he was like a cool guy anyway, but maybe he had just been to strip clubs before, but he was just not fazed. He was just like, "Oh, I'll get you a drink, yeah." And then our buddy comes out, of the private dance room, and honestly, nothing working. I was worried that he had lost his sight, because he walked out like, "Do you?" And our friend says, I'm sorry, man, but that's all the money that I had. It's probably best that we head home now anyway. And we get in the car. We're headed back. And it's not that long before. It's not like silent. We play a little music and stuff, but nobody's really talking. And then finally, our buddy that's going breaks the silence, and he's like, "I don't know if I can go to seminary in that moment, I had my own dilemma because I was like, does that shouldn't land on me though? Like I shouldn't. That shouldn't be any of my hell though, because we technically broke he was a pre-priest, but like there's gonna not be a priest now because of what happened tonight. But that's not on me because I didn't drive us here. And I didn't have a ride, so then and Uber wasn't a thing yet, so I couldn't have gone, and it would have been too expensive anyway, so I was just along for the ride, and now I'm in here, and then he talking about he not gonna... And then he's like, yeah, I don't know, I might have to think about it because, I think Cherry loves me. And I think I love her too. And so when I think about MAGA, it feels like they love this dude, and he thinks, oh, I have their love, I'm good. And they think we love him and he loves us. But he's just up there dancing. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He is good at dancing. He is. Like when you watch him dance, you're like, that was at least funny, or it was like, oh, it's so weird. But no matter what, no matter how he dances, everybody talks about it. You know. And I think that with Vivek and with Elon, you know, they're real businessmen. And so they think about their business and how to improve it, how to make more money, how to make sure that they have people that aren't going to unionize, aren't going to stir up trouble or anything. And MAGA is genuinely in this place. You don't get to MAGA in a vacuum, you know? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a general social contract and understanding of what America is supposed to be for Americans, and the differences that we have, the way that we butt heads is the interpretation of that contract, right? For some people, that contract is just the Constitution, and they actually like live by it. They're actually like, no, it says this, so we should do this, right? And that's one way to take it. That's fine. And then there are people like me. There are people that at any point in American history have been deemed different or other, that see the contract as something that you might get by happenstance of having money, but is not going to be given to you outright. And then there are white Americans who believe in the contract, and they believe a part of the promise that's like unspoken, which is all of this, you'll have access to all of it. All of this is yours by virtue of you following the rules and doing what you're supposed to do because this is your country. And so when Elon and Vivek, who are not the right white, yeah, because when Elon crossed MAGA, he became a South African real quick. Like it was. And Vivek, I don't know, y'all, bro, you were never in. Like you were never. But when they made these points, and when they gave a lot of that movement, what is genuinely some of the hard truth. It's like, all right, if you think college is broken and woke and whatever, if that really is your opinion that you hold, then you do your best to change the thing. You don't throw the thing out. You don't go, guys, I don't like gender studies, so now math is also gay. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like gender studies, then don't major in gender studies. Like, that's a quick and easy path to not have to deal with gender studies. This should just be like, I will just do the And so I don't know how the war is going to end. You know what I mean? I don't, because it's weird. I thought this would take at least until February. Y'all have been phenomenal. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate you.
Give it up for Josh Johnson.
Mira.